So I decided to do this video because I've had quite a few emails from the last video I did about the private schools and the grammar schools. So the first question I was asked was, I actually had quite a few people asking me the same question. Are the grammar schools, do you have to pay fees? No. So number one, no, grammar schools, you don't have to pay fees for the grammar schools. The grammar schools are, your child just has to pass the exam. So your child has to pass the exam extremely well. If you go on my YouTube video, I have actually done a previous video about the grammar school exams and how to support your child to pass the exam. But no, grammar schools, there are no fees to pay. Your child just has to pass the exam to meet the criteria to get into the school. And usually your child has to pass the exam extremely well. Obviously, because they're quite, they're usually quite good schools. They have a lot of applicants, and they usually only have maybe 200 spaces. So they only take on the ones that pass the exams. I think like the top 25% or so. Your child would have to pass the grammar school exam extremely well, and also your child usually has to live within a certain distance of the school as well. But yeah, so no, you don't have to pay any fees for the grammar schools, but they are usually quite good schools, so they are quite competitive, and a lot of parents try to get their children into grammar school. And the second question I was asked was about the private schools. Can I just say, even though I said about the private school, they charge a lot of fees and all of that, there are a lot of children that are in private school that are not paying a penny. A lot of children are in that private school that are paying maybe just 30% of the fees, because you have things, a lot of children are given scholarship, 100% scholarship for the whole time they're in the private school. A lot of children are given maybe 80% grant. So they do sometimes give you grants if you can't afford it. Maybe if you're from a single parent household, your income is low, you're entitled to a grant. However, I feel like if you have like own properties and all of that, I don't think you've been entitled to a grant. But yeah, so there are options for your child to go to private school. Yeah, there are options for your child to get into a private school without you paying much fees. So not everybody that's in private school pay fees. If your child is extremely good, has a really good talent, maybe really good at rugby, maybe really good at playing a good instrument, a music instrument, you can apply for a music scholarship. If your child is extremely intelligent, you can apply for academic scholarship. So there are scholarships, and sometimes these schools offer your child 100% scholarship, so you don't have to pay a penny. Your child will be privately educated. And yeah, like I said, there's a grant as well. So if you feel like you're not making much money, and your child does really well with the grammar school and gets into the grammar school, you can apply for a grant, and they will give you the grant if they feel like you're eligible for the grant. So don't feel like, it's only for people that have loads of money, that their children can go to private school. There's people that are in the private schools that don't have lots of money, and they're having scholarships, they're having grants. So so private schools not only for the rich or people that have loads of